Let me tell you something that many people overlook in this fast-paced, noisy world we live in. Belief in yourself is louder than any words you could ever speak. You see, we live in a generation obsessed with talking about what they're going to do, who they're going to become, and how big their plans are. They post it, tweet it, share it, shout it, but let me ask you, when did noise ever build a legacy? When did chatter ever move a mountain? It's not what you say that defines your greatness. It's what you believe, deep down in the pit of your spirit, when there's no applause, no affirmation, and no spotlight. That inner conviction, that burning knowing, that unshakable certainty that you were not just made to survive, but to thrive, to build, to conquer, that's the real power. Because belief, real belief, doesn't need a microphone. It doesn't need validation. It just needs a willing vessel who says, I'm going to rise, no matter what it takes. When you truly believe in yourself, it reshapes how you see obstacles. You no longer view them as dead ends, but as detours to something greater. You don't panic when the room goes quiet. You don't fold when the crowd walks away. Why? Because your belief is not based on what's around you. It's rooted in what's within you. I remember a time when I had nothing but an idea and a burning fire inside me. No investors, no connections, no cheering section. Just belief, and belief was enough. Belief gave me the courage to step forward when logic told me to sit down. Belief gave me the strength to push through rejection, criticism, and failure. Belief reminded me that if I could see it in my mind, I could hold it in my hand. You see, belief speaks in silence. It doesn't boast. It doesn't broadcast. It whispers to your soul when the world is screaming doubt. And it tells you, keep going. That's the difference between people who talk about dreams and people who live them. You want to know the secret to achievement? It's not talent, it's not charm, it's not even opportunity. It's belief backed by unwavering action. The person who believes in themselves will outrun, outlast, and outwork the one who only believes when it's easy. Because belief will take you places motivation can't. Belief will wake you up when you're tired. Belief will sit you down to study when nobody is watching. Belief will keep you working when the results aren't showing yet. And listen to me, because this is critical. Your belief will offend people. Your quiet confidence will shake insecure spirits the moment you start walking like you know who you are without saying a word. Some people will feel threatened. That's not your problem. That's confirmation that your light is starting to shine through the cracks. Keep walking. Some people talk about their future like it's a fantasy. You believe in your future like it's a fact. That's the difference, because when belief is real, it shows up in how you carry yourself, in how you discipline your time, in how you treat your gift. You don't chase every trend, you don't beg for attention, you just build. Quietly, steadily, faithfully, there's a force inside you greater than any fear, deeper than any doubt, and stronger than any obstacle. But it only comes alive when you believe. You don't need to convince anyone else. Just convince yourself. You don't need 10 voices cheering you on. Just one voice yours saying, I can, I will, I must. Because belief doesn't shout, it shows up. It shows up in your work ethic. It shows up in your persistence. It shows up in the days you choose progress over excuses. And one day, when the fruit of your belief becomes undeniable, the same people who ignored your silence will be forced to acknowledge your results. Silence is not weakness. It never was. It is strategy. It is discipline. It is mastery over the emotions that drive most people to speak too soon, act too fast, and reveal too much. When you understand the value of silence, you begin to see that not every thought needs to be voiced. Not every plan needs to be shared, and not every movement requires an announcement. Let the crowd chase attention. Let them compete for noise. You, my friend, are not in a race for recognition. you're building something real. And anything worth building doesn't start with a shout. It starts in the quiet underground, behind closed doors, when no one is watching. Silence is the workshop of greatness. It's where your ideas mature, your character is tested, and your vision gains clarity. Most people don't understand this. They think silence means you've got nothing to say, nothing to show, nothing to give. But silence is the mark of someone who's learned to control what controls others. Anyone can speak. Anyone can make noise, but it takes strength to hold your tongue when you could speak. It takes wisdom to wait when you could rush. It takes courage to work without applause and still move like the world is watching. When you're silent, you're listening. You're observing, you're studying the game, you're learning the patterns, the players, the politics. And you're preparing. Silence gives you space to sharpen your tools while others dull theirs in public combat. It gives you the edge of surprise. You don't reveal your strategy. You don't show your hand. You move in purpose while others move in pride. There's a reason why people who achieve true success often seem quiet. They're not lazy. They're not lost. They're focused. They understand that sound can become a distraction, and too much noise can kill momentum. So they choose silence like a weapon, not out of fear, but out of precision, out of timing, out of trust in the process. Let me tell you something important. Silence is where clarity is born. You can't hear your own thoughts if you're drowning in the voices of the crowd. You can't build vision on shaky ground, and silence is where the ground settles. The great ones don't talk during the storm, they study it. They learn its direction, they prepare for when it passes, and when the time comes, they don't explain. They execute, so if you're in a season where things are quiet, don't curse it, don't rush out of it. That silence you're sitting in, that's not punishment, that's alignment, that's strategy, that's your preparation zone. You don't need to tell the world what you're about to do, just do it. The time you waste trying to be seen could be used sharpening your gift. The energy you spend explaining yourself could be building the foundation under your feet. Remember this, a lion doesn't need to tell the jungle he's a lion. He walks like one, he moves like one, and when he roars, the forest already knows what's coming. That's how your life should be. Let your silence speak before your success ever does. Let your discipline do the talking. Let your results make the noise. In silence, you protect your energy, you guard your ideas, you preserve your focus, because not everyone deserves access to your process. Not every ear can carry your dream, and not every environment is safe for your seed. Silence gives you the control to move without interruption, to shift without interference, to grow without exposure. You are not hiding, you are not retreating, you are refining, and when your silence has done its work, your presence will speak volumes. So stay quiet while you build, stay focused while you prepare. Trust the silence to do what noise never could, create power from within. So hear me now, as everything comes together, believe in yourself, even when no one claps, even when no one calls, even when it's just you and the silence. Because that belief, that quiet, burning conviction will carry you through every storm, and in the stillness, while the world is busy making noise, you'll be building something unshakable. You don't need to prove your worth through words. You don't need to announce your next move, just move. Just build, just believe, because when belief lives deep in your bones and silence becomes your strategy, your life will thunder without you ever raising your voice. Let your progress speak, let your consistency echo, let your discipline roar. Because the ones who change the world aren't always the loudest in the room. They're the ones who believed when no one else did and stayed silent while they became unstoppable.